Hi friends, my name is Mohr. Let's paint some ANIMOO in ArtRage. So yeah, let's paint a manga portrait. I don't know how far that will go, maybe we'll just experiment a little bit and that's it. Mostly we're of course keep testing the program. Couple of things that I just stumbled upon were a bit weird. Like there are preferences. Precise tablet. I turned this on. I haven't noticed any difference, so I don't know, just keeping it. And Windows multi-touch, it was on by default. I tried turning it off and restarting the program. Doesn't change a thing, like I still can paint with one finger and can't do anything like any actual gestures for manipulating the canvas with two fingers and whatnot. So I don't know, maybe it's just some kind of bug glitch or something, but touch thing doesn't really work. Also, I set up a whole bunch of hotkeys to simulate the Photoshop workflow, and I figured out that the best brush to work with, like the basic brush, the main brush, is this wax pastel brush. Like it's a pastel brush right here. And then in settings, you choose the wax tab and you jam everything to 100%. And it's kind of nice. It's semi-round, semi-square brush. It's directional and it just like blends a little bit as well. So I figured it would be pretty nice to work with, you know? So this is probably like the basic main brush for us. Not surprising, I mean, pastel is pretty easy to work with, I guess. In reality, I mean. What else? Yeah, also I set up a hotkey for the knife to use it as a blender, if we happen to need one. And also A and Z hotkeys for changing the size. And instead of holding shift to make it 10% with each step of the size, I actually like switched it, so you have to hold shift with A and Z to change it by 1%, and without the shift it will be changing 10% at a time. So yeah, let's actually start. I don't know, I recently watched this anime that is, as I googled, it's called Erased. Kinda liked it a lot. It's about time travel and stuff. It kind of intersects with the concept of that universe that I was talking about recently, that I want to like make some kind of story or just a series of concepts, like a universe of some sort, about the fact that the guy can feel that someone will die next to him. But it's like really different as I watched through the story, so I guess not a problem, and I don't have to change anything because my thing is still pretty different. But still, kind of like if you describe it in one sentence, it might be a bit close. But whatever, like, it even makes it more fun. So I watched it in one sitting, basically. Like, I think I spent 2 days to watch the whole season. It was really cool. Erased. And in Russian, it's weird. In Russian, this actually has a completely different name. And I think it's the same name that is in Japanese version. Word by word, it would go, "The city where I am not." So that's the original name of that anime, or manga, I guess, also. Anyway, so I was really inspired by it. I don't know why, it doesn't have any like super awesome graphics or anything, but I guess just pretty nice looks. I'll probably put some images on the screen here because I have references on my desktop computer here. I'm not gonna really need them, I just want to try some different proportions to make sure that I can make anime faces work. Especially, I'm concerned about the distance between the eye line and the nose line. I figured out recently that I make it super long, and that's the main problem I have. So we'll be testing that part, I guess. So, I don't know. I have this brush, let's figure out if I can actually like paint something using this. So it's easier to undo, I guess, all of this. There's no quick way to just fill the layer with one color. Like, there is this bucket tool, but it only searches for silhouettes, and I don't think there is a way to... Wow, this looks gross. There's no way to tell it to just, you know, fill in with just one solid color and not pay attention to anything else. Although, there's gradient tab, I guess we can use that, but you have to, like, set up the color for the gradient to avoid all this mess somehow. And there's always two colors, so... yeah. What? How are you choosing yellow from this? Whatever, man. Okay, let's say this. And you will fill in everything, right? No searching for... Yeah, good. Okay, so I'll start with searching... I don't know, basic silhouette of the head or something? I don't know, like in the middle. Really don't know what I'm doing, I just want to paint for a little while. I do that a lot, so why not do that while actually testing the program? Also, if this crashes or I turn it off at any point, we will lose the whole thing because it's a demo version, so yeah, I can't save anything. Yeah, also gonna be using this brush a lot, the paint roller, because only this brush can go really big to begin the painting. Maybe we should make the canvas a little bit smaller. We have 5x6K. Let's go 4 by whatever. Yeah, 4800. Also, I like shrinking this thing like that. And everything else kinda doesn't bother me all that much. What the hell is that? Oh, that's water. I'm cleaning. I actually can hear the sound effect, like water splash. So I'm cleaning in case there's like a mode of, yeah, auto clean is turned off, so we actually like can get dirty. Whatever. So yeah, I don't know, let's just start with some spots. Yeah, let's use a bit paler. Anime characters are usually so pale. Let's go with this color as a base. So I'm gonna be painting some kind of head on the top right-ish area. I don't know, maybe we'll paint a few, maybe not. I'm not promising anything because I can get tired at any moment. Oh yeah, it is getting dirty, alright. Totally loving it, you know. The more mess we create, the better. Like literally, I love the way it's messing up everything right now. Oh my god, I think I'm gonna just work with this brush now. Let's choose like hair color. Let's go with black for starters. So, it's gonna be 45 degrees, kind of head, something basic, just to search some shapes. Okay, you're blending a lot. Can you blend less? Now let's then switch to a different brush. So let's see, the point is that this is the cranial part. I'm still trying to make sense out of actual proportions. So, as we established the last time we actually did some anime research, or should I say manga research. Anime is animation, right? So there's the cranial part, and in this area, everything is pretty much the same as the normal human has, mostly. Cranial part, dividing by 2, this is gonna be the eyebrow line. It's gonna be the same way. But what goes next is gonna be very different. Like the eyes will be here, but then they're like stretched downwards a lot. They don't go upwards or anything like that. They become bigger by going more downwards. And somewhere right where the eyes end up, you can already paint the nose. But not necessarily, it depends on the style, but don't go too far. And also don't forget that this is like, there's this curve, and it's pretty strong. So, yeah. Again, don't try to actually learn how to draw or paint manga from me. This is just my personal notes. So, a pretty small chin. It's always ridiculously small. That's one thing that is also always true, I guess. Yeah, like even grown-up characters, everybody is just super tiny chins. So that's the basic shape. Now let's put some colors on top. Okay, I need something sharper than that pastel thing, at least for now, which is something I didn't really expect. But I'm kind of annoyed by the fact that this brush is so smooth and just fluffy everywhere. So the main part of the head, size-wise, is the hair. The biggest feature on anime head. There's always a lot of hair, and it's really important. Like, face is just important to make it right in proportions, but there's not a lot of search going on in there. But hair is covering everything. One big mistake that I usually did, as far as I remember, with all the ANIMOO things, is that I usually left a lot of space on the forehead, like hair goes higher, or I just work around it later and it looks weird because of that. Like, hair really always covers all the area around the eyes. Also, I tried to work with selections a bit. I have like lasso by default, also I have a hotkey for that. I mean, it works kind of fine. But like, this is, I selected and then you wait for a while because it's like turning it into actual selection and it's like hard for it or something. So there's that. And then you just move, rotate. You can't really like squish or skew or anything like that. So just rotate and change like this. Control D deselects. That's all Photoshop like. This is looking so weird. Not a lot of artists paint anime with this kind of almost traditional approach of just painting, I suppose. Usually it's like very accurate thing, right? I'm not gonna go accurate. This is not the way to live my life. Oh, by the way, if you just hold H, you're mirroring the image horizontally. That's why H. And initially, the V key flips vertically the same way, like to quickly look at and then go back. So you don't really have like a mirror mode where you can switch and keep painting in this. Although I am able to paint while I'm holding the H button right now. Then I release and it's back there. So there's a way to go with it. At least I won't forget at which side I started in the beginning, as it usually happens a lot with me. It's so hard to understand how do I like only make things darker or desaturate a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's kind of clear, but it takes time to adjust to it to actually not think about it specifically to make sure that you get it right every time you do that. Why are you naked? Let's put some clothes on ya. Of ArtRage brand color. It's kinda late already and I'm like in a half sleepy mode, but surprisingly it feels very, very nice. I guess I'm not actually tired, but it's just a bit late. That's all it is. So that's why I feel kind of actually good. Chill. Oh man, I love this color and like shapes of this brush and the way it blends everything. Kind of feels nice. Again, I'm not gonna be like super awesome with it because I'm not used to this brush just to search shapes with it. But still, it's a pleasant way to fail. I gotta say, in the end, I would really feel like if I would actually try to work with this program always, like if I would buy it and this would be my thing to work with, I would in the end feel like, just please give me just a circle brush and some basic settings to control like transparency, opacity, all stuff like that. And like I would really use that brush and maybe just a brick brush that has like directional things. And I would mostly just use those two brushes, I think. Because all of this like constant blending forever. I mean, we can use this insta dry thing, but if I press it, it will be a completely opaque brick brush, which is also not really usable. Like a lot less usable than this blending thing. So the fact that there's no like actual artificial opacity control, that is a bit of a bummer. Like it makes it a bit too hard to work with. Transparency is important. Man, his eyes look like, you know, these sticker eyes that you stick on anything and then they are like bounce inside. These are just like those. Okay, so I'm not looking for actual perfect shapes of the hair strokes just yet, but the basic shape is kind of already better be found, right? A strong resemblance with Mickey Mouse right now. Notice me, senpai? So yeah, let's actually scale this guy up. I think I'm gonna follow my usual way of doing things and we're not gonna be like searching a bunch of different versions. We're gonna just mess up this one guy. Okay, I'll wait if you're so busy. Interesting enough, the distance between the nose and the mouth can be pretty big, like a lot bigger than humans have. Even when it like makes the chin really weirdly small, it's still okay. I guess that's because in most anime, whenever they talk, their actual chin never moves, so they need that space for the open mouth. This looks so trippy right now. So far, it seems really comfortable to work with this thing. Especially when I don't think about the fact that this will just vanish into nothingness when I close the program. And also D. Yep, the reset for everything. So let's keep it this way. Let's make the lighting a bit more complex. Let's make some reflected light from the green shirt. Green is almost the opposite of the skin color, but it's still closer than the blue, which would be the complete opposite. That means that skin in this dark area would get brighter because there's some reflected light, but a bit desaturated and a tiny bit closer to yellow. So there we go. See, we have like pretty much of an orange color, but it looks like a green reflex on the chin if you apply the proper logic. If you want to learn more about how to do this kind of magic with blending colors, check out my drawing to painting tutorials. There's like 4 parts of it or something, in case you're new here. Oh yeah, it kind of feels nice. When I blur my eyes, I actually can see how this is a pretty nice reflected light. Also, I always want to add like the bright spot on the chin like this, because that's what usually humans have. But in anime, it's never a thing. The chin never sticks out. And it's actually wrong to shade it like this. Wow, the transparency would really be a good thing to have here right now. So hard to actually make colors work together. Oh, we can switch to this softer brush. Maybe it will work better. Pressure. Maybe this thing kind of helps with the... No, it's like super opaque every time you start the stroke. Maybe it's easier to use just the blending thing. Oh, there's a bunch of modes, by the way. I never tried this. Oh my god. Oh wow, this is so beautiful. And slow too. But I love it. I think I'm gonna be using this one, because it's actually like just blending a lot. Such a pretty, it's like frost or something. Cool. Oh no, I forgot to undo this blurry eyeball. Getting to smaller details now using this wax brush. So now thinking a little bit on the actual shape of the eyes and everything. I keep trying to shade the chin. Well, maybe just a little bit. Maybe I was wrong. Wow, he's actually pretty, right? A nice little kid. I don't know how much manga is there in it. I mean, until I get like proper shapes in detail, I guess it's not all that much of an anime yet. But I mean, like Final Fantasy 3D cartoons and 3D games, they don't have like outline and cell shading of the sharp shadow edge and everything, yet they still look anime, right? Because it's not about the design of the line, it's about the design of the shapes. You can make it work. This is like the weirdest fusion for me, in the sense that I don't really like line art. Like, I like line art, I don't like doing it myself. So, I'm trying to like paint something that is usually a line art, and I'm actually having a lot of fun doing that. So let's add some highlights on the eyes, and maybe nose. Oh no, I have no idea how to put a nostril in there. That's the best I can do, and I think it's not very good. Like, maybe I pulled the nose too much upwards? Alright, some translucency like that will do. Now, the highlight. Or let's maybe add the color for the eyes. Which color? I think blue would look good with this green shirt. Picking color of the eyes that would fit to the clothes. How do I like that? Wow, that's bright as hell. Alright. Okay, time for the highlight. Okay. Feels a bit simple, I don't know. Yeah, like chunk the shape a little bit around, that would be better. Alright, that's a good little highlight for the nose. And maybe for the lip. If he's outside and it's kind of cold, they usually have a highlight on the lip and on a cheek. In anime. That's a thing. And like that. Maybe a bit bigger and a bit less noticeable. Yeah, like the absence of actual opacity control is a bit of a bummer. Like I have to just actually choose close colors manually from the color picker. Let's work on the shirt a little bit, and I guess I'm pretty much happy with this guy. What an interesting designer shirt he has. I have no idea what this is, but I kinda like it. Okay, I think we're done here, right? I really like his face, it's so nice. And the render of the lighting is like, I love this area, the neck area. Really works great. So you guys tell me what you think. Like if you're into anime and everything, does it look legit? I kinda really like it. I don't know. Like, seriously happy about it. So yeah, this is it. I really enjoyed myself and I enjoyed this program. I think it's a really cool piece of software, but it could really use at least one really precise and easily controllable opacity-wise with pen pressure tool, like brush of some sort. Like maybe there is something, maybe like pencil can be working like that, although I can't see how that would work. So there's that. Also, there's actually like painting symmetry, so you can do that kind of stuff too. That's one thing I forgot to mention. But there's that, so there's symmetry, there's a bunch of rulers, there's pretty easy way to draw with straight lines by control clicking, and I think it's pretty cool. So this is it, and I thank you for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe, tell a friend, notice your senpai, do whatever you want, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!